well as enjoying the cultural richness and unique experiences that this enchanting country offers.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Another segment in today's episode of Nile Cruise, dear viewers. At the heart of Eid al-Fitr lies, of course, dear viewers, our customs, our culture, customs, and traditions that shape the festivities and the meaning of these festivities. In recent years, the advent of social media platforms has made revolutionary ways for Eid al-Fitr to be celebrated and shared among families, friends, and communities. Through the exchange of greetings, wishes, and the photos, the digital interaction serve as virtual bridges connecting individuals across vast distances and fostering a sense of celebration and unity that, of course, dear viewers, breaks geographical boundaries. Moreover, Eid al-Fitr is, of course, an opportunity to engage in environmental consciousness and sustainable behaviors. Additionally, Eid al-Fitr, of course, dear viewers, is very important and is linked to acts of charity and compassion. And these are examples as, dear viewers, the practice of Zakat al-Fitr. And to know about, dear viewers, more in this context, we're joined with our prominent guest, Dr. Ibrahim al-Azhari, a researcher at Al-Azhar al-Sharif, and he will tell us more about my introduction. Very good day, sir. Happy Ramadan. As we approach Eid al-Fitr, happy Eid al-Fitr, and we wish you a wonderful one this year, sir.
Thank you so much. Same to you.
Okay. How do men and women contribute differently to the preparation of Eid al-Fitr festivities?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to praise Allah
And
the
of
Almighty.
course, families, sir.
Yes, of course. I begin by praising Allah the Almighty, the creator of the world, creator of everything. And I send the best peace and blessings upon all prophets and messengers whom Allah the Almighty sent to all humanity to enlighten them and to guide them to the straight path. Beginning with the first prophet, Prophet Adam, throughout all prophets and messengers, Prophet Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and the final and last prophet and messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May the best peace and blessing be upon him. Yes, of course, as we are talking about Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr, or the Eid of breakfast. The celebration of Eid al-Fitr begins actually right before Ramadan ends. We celebrate, or we start celebrating Eid al-Fitr from the beginning of the last 10 days and nights of Ramadan by, as you just presented, Zakat al-Fitr. We pay Zakat al-Fitr. And the Prophet ﷺ, he obligated Zakat al-Fitr for every single Muslim, where they are males or females, where they are old or young, for two purposes. The first purpose, as the companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him, described it, what the Prophet, intended for Zakat al-Fitr. He says, طهرة للصائم, meaning that to purify the person who fasts. From what? From any indecent speech or act he may committed during his, fasting. And the second reason is طعمة للمساكين. It means that for the purpose of providing food for the needy. So Zakat al-Fitr is provided for the needy people, just to have, this kind of food, to have this enough food during the day of Eid al-Fitr, because this is the day of celebration. Each and every Muslim should celebrate Eid al-Fitr. So they have to have the basics. So at least we have to provide them with the food which is enough for them and for those who are responsible for it. So in conclusion, we start celebration Eid al-Fitr from the last 10 days and nights of Ramadan.
Sir, how have social media platforms facilitate the sharing of Eid al-Fitr greetings, wishes, and photos? And what role do these digital interaction play in fostering a sense of celebration and unity?
Yes, of course. This is something that we see in every celebration. This is something that causes happiness all over the world. This is how we used to celebrate our celebrations as Muslims. We see people manifest their or show their feelings and attitudes through posting on Facebook, Twitter, and all social media platforms. This is a kind of celebration, a kind of showing gratitude to Allah the Almighty that He blessed us with this, great opportunity. I'd like to touch something very important, that the philosophy of Eid in Islam. We have two Eids in Islam. And if we look at in depth into these two Eids of Muslims, we can realize that both of them come at the end of a great season of worship in Allah the Almighty. For example, we are talking about Eid al-Fitr, which comes right after Ramadan. So Eid al-Fitr comes after the conclusion of a big and huge, season of worship in Allah the Almighty, which is the season of Ramadan. We worship Allah the Almighty in the entire month of Ramadan, 30 days or 29 days. We in them we fast. We offer as much as we can from prayers, whether obligatory prayers or optional prayers. We read Quran. We read the biography of the Prophet, peace be upon him. So we do a lot of acts of worship, and at the end of that, we celebrate Eid. Just it's a symbolic act, which means that we celebrate what we exerted and what we offered to Allah the Almighty during the whole month of Ramadan. So we should celebrate in the Eid al-Fitr, not only for the purpose of celebration and that's it, but for what Allah the Almighty blessed us with, which He enabled us to worship Allah properly, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with this great opportunity to come closer to Allah the Almighty and to accumulate as much as we can from the good deeds to be successful in this life, and of course eventually in the hereafter by entering the Jannah of Allah the Almighty.
Sir, how can awareness raising campaigns and educational programs be utilized to promote environmental consciousness and sustainable behaviors during Eid al-Fitr celebrations?
As I just said, we have to enlighten people in terms of Eid al-Fitr, why we are celebrating Eid al-Fitr, because so many people do not know why we are celebrating Eid al-Fitr. Just they know that this is an occasion we have to celebrate and that's it. But what is the purpose behind our celebration? As I just presented, we celebrate our fasting because we exerted a huge effort in the month of Ramadan, worshiping Allah the Almighty, coming closer to Allah the Almighty, and we have a lot of opportunities to come closer to Allah the Almighty during the month of Ramadan by fasting. And by the way, Allah the Almighty did not specify any reward for the fasting people. Allah the Almighty made it, a surprise for us on the Day of Judgment. As Allah said in the divine hadith, فَإِنَّهُ لِي وَأَنَا أَجْزِي بِهِ. All the acts of worship, the good acts of worship that we offer to Allah the Almighty, most of them we know how much reward we will get if we do it. Like the Quran, if we read the Quran, the words of Allah, for every single letter we get 10 hasanat. Okay, but when it comes to fasting, we don't know the reward. Why? Because Allah the Almighty, hides this reward for us on the Day of Judgment to be surprised. We will be surprised on the Day of Judgment. So this is for fasting. Look at Allah the Almighty also, provides us with Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And Laylatul Qadr, as Allah the Almighty said in the Quran, Laylatul Qadri khayrun min alf shahr. The night of decree or the night of the power is better than 1,000 months, which is better than, it's not equal, it's better than 83 years. So if a person just offers 2 rak'at, for example, in the night of decree, as if he offers 2 rak'at for more than 1,000 months. This is some of the virtues that Allah blessed us with in the month of Ramadan. We have more and more to say. So regarding your question, yes, of course, we have to educate people, to teach them why we are celebrating Eid al-Fitr, We are celebrating Eid al-Fitr to celebrate the bounties of Allah, the favors of Allah upon us, especially for those who exerted huge effort during the month of Ramadan. So we have to show gratitude to Allah Almighty. We have to be grateful and thankful to Allah Almighty for what He has blessed us with during the month of Ramadan, of course.
What are the environmental consequences of fireworks and the form of course, the celebrations, activities during Eid al-Fitr, and how can alternatives be encouraged?
This is exactly strongly linked to what we just said. Those who use, okay, everybody is allowed to express his feeling, his happiness, but in a right way. So if those people are educated about the purpose of Eid al-Fitr, the purpose of celebration, I think they will be more committed to the right way to celebrate. Of course, there is nothing wrong if a person shows his feelings, but to show your feeling, by harming others, by disturbing others, this is not acceptable in Islam or in any, community. We have to celebrate Eid al-Fitr or any Eid we have as Muslims in a good, in a good manner. We have to know the purpose of fasting. If we know the purpose of Eid al-Fitr, I think we will be thankful to Allah the Almighty. We will do more effort, more acts of worship to Allah the Almighty, because the main theme we have to be upon is to be thankful and grateful to Allah the Almighty, because He blessed us with the season of Ramadan, with all the bounties we have in Ramadan, and also the bounty of Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr is made to celebrate, to be thankful to Allah Almighty for what we exerted in Ramadan, and moreover to do more and more acts of worship. Like what? Like social acts of worship, like keeping ties of kinship, for example, like being more dutiful and more kind to our parents, by being kind to our neighbors, by visiting or exchanging, visiting between the individuals of the communities. This is some of the social acts of worship we can offer to Allah the Almighty. And I'd like to mention just one hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him. He says about keeping ties of kinship. The Prophet says, whoever wants, whoever loves for his provision to be expanded and for his life to be prolonged, he should keep good ties of kinship. So if we keep ties of kinship, just to have good relationships with our relatives, to have good relationships with our relatives, our cousins, the closer ones first, and then the others. So we have to begin by the closer ones, our relatives, our aunties, our uncles, our grandfathers and mothers. Of course, before all of that, our fathers and mothers, our brothers and sisters. So if a Muslim wants for his provision to be expanded, for his life to be prolonged, to live more on the face of earth, he should keep good relations with his relatives first of all. So
the importance and significance of Zakat al-Fitr during Eid al-Fitr.
Yes.
And of course, Zakat al-Fitr is supposed to be before Eid al-Fitr.
Of course, yes.
And how does it, what's the difference between Zakat al-Fitr and other kinds of charity or zakah?
Yes, of course. Zakat al-Fitr is a kind of zakah which should be offered, during the last days of Ramadan. It begins roughly in the beginning of the last 10 days and nights of Ramadan.
And it ends before
the deadline. The deadline is the Eid prayer. Yes, so it should be offered right after Salat al-Eid. Eid prayer. Before Salat al-Eid. Yes, if Salat al-Eid comes and a person does not pay out Zakat al-Fitr, so this zakah will be counted as normal zakah, normal charity. So zakat al-fitr should be paid out, should be given out during the last 10 days of days and nights of Ramadan. And as I just said in the beginning of our meeting here, it's for two purposes. The Prophet obligated it for us, just to purify the person who fasts from